Zach here with Secrets of Longevity in Humans.com as well as Martin-Kilgour.com. And I feel that I've got something interesting for anyone who's living a lifestyle or their work lifestyle incorporates being at home quite often, whether you're a blogger, a work-at-home mom or dad. If you happen to be working in an office where you have a flexible lifestyle, like perhaps you're a manager or the head of office, or you have your own office space where you can do something like this on a regular basis, this type of workout could be a possible form of practice or strength practice that could be ideal for you. And what it is part of a program called the Naked Warrior program, and it is a type of bodyweight exercise program that incorporates something called Greasing the Groove, or GTG, and this is where you work out at several different intervals throughout the day. Instead of doing one concentrated workout or practice, you're actually doing like 5, 6, 7, 8 really short workouts, and you do exercises that don't fatigue you to the point of not being able to do it anymore. So this could incorporate maximum 5 reps of 2, 3, or 4 different exercises. Now, the Naked Warrior program specifically focuses on 2 different exercises that incorporate and work every single muscle group in the body except for the posterior chain, which is any sort of lifting type movement, which you can get from doing deadlifts, snatches, cleans, sort of those like lifting type exercises. And those can be in addition to your workout. And this isn't necessarily the only type of exercise you can do, but it can be sort of like the core of your program if you wish it to be, and you're looking for real life functional strength, whether you're a yogi, a martial artist, a rock climber, or even a gymnast. And these types of exercises are also, in my belief, to be the best for longevity. And I describe why that is on the article in the top right hand info box. I've got a link there to an article I wrote recently where I talk about the best types of bodyweight exercises that you can do to promote functional strength, build the bone marrow in the body because you're increasing bone density. At the same time, you're building, widening the bone marrow through the core of all your bones because you're building bone density. And you can get that from obviously weight training as well, but this is another way to get those benefits because you're doing maximum body or maximum muscle group work instead of isolated work. And it's also great for building human growth hormone as you get on in your years. A lot of people have that hormone dipping in their bloodstream, the levels of that. So using multiple muscle groups in each exercise is very beneficial. So these 2 exercises in the Naked Warrior program are 1-legged squats and 1-arm push-ups. So these are very intense exercises, and you can definitely work up to those. If you can barely even do a push-up, you can start with doing regular push-ups and move on to 1 arm. And the book, The Naked Warrior, is perhaps the Bible for this type of training program, which does the intervals throughout the day. And what this does is it continuously works your body without taking it to the fatiguing level. So this is ideal for anyone who wants to be able to use their strength at any point during the day. If you're like a bodyguard, for instance, and you've just the day before you've just done some upper body work in the gym, and your job is to defend someone from being harmed, but then you have some big guy making an attempt on the life of your client, and your arms are tired from the workout the day before, and that could be that could cause harm to either you or your client. So you want to be able to. That's an extreme version, but the idea behind a program like this, which was taught by Pavel Tsatsouline, the author of this book, to the Russian special ops, the Spetsnaz, and they need, because they're doing combat training, they need something that builds the strength without depleting their body of being able to execute these movements the next day or even the day of. So this is what these 2 exercises look like. I highly recommend not copying or trying them out just from seeing me. There's internal stuff going on. There's sort of a mental component to it. This is all described in the Naked Warrior Training Program book, which I've also provided a link straight to in the right-hand info box. I also have links on the article that I just wrote, so you can go through either way. And yeah, check it out because it's a great resource, and I believe it's perhaps the best type of strength training for a martial artist or anyone else that needs to use whole body functioning, as well as someone who has the opportunity to be at home and not have to do intense workouts, but can break them up throughout the day. 25 pounds. And for the one-arm push-ups, and that would just be one set that you do multiple times per day. So you'd obviously work up to something like that. Then you can even go beyond that. My form on the one-hand push-ups aren't at the optimal. Didn't quite have the straight upper body that's ideal. But that's just something I'm working on. That's where I'm at right now. So yeah, when I'm at home doing work on the computer all day, this is great because I can just take periodic, like 2-3 hours apart, I just stop and pull out a few of these. And it's great because you start to get into the space of, it's actually a very energizing thing to do, but because you're not fatiguing yourself, you're not building up lactic acid, which in and of itself has negative health consequences. And yeah, I just strongly believe that this is a pretty interesting and unique form of exercise that a lot of us aren't familiar with. And it sort of breaks down the old paradigm of having to do these 1 or 2 hour workouts every day of the week. You can instead just almost constantly be doing different exercises. You want to always be switching up. There's a myth out there that bodyweight exercises can't get difficult. You reach a plateau, but there are ways of constantly increasing your load. You can use weights, as you saw with the single leg squats. When you get to the point of being able to do 5 single leg squats without fatiguing, that's when you would start holding weights. And you can basically keep working it up and increasing the amount of weight you're holding, or put on a weighted vest, and there's no end to that. Whereas just doing regular squats, obviously you do reach an end to it. But with the push-ups, again, you can put on a weighted vest, you can raise your legs, you can do one-armed handstands. It's a slightly different angle in terms of the muscle groups it starts working. But yeah, there's all sorts of variations on exercises, so it's impossible to get bored or used to specific movements. And the idea of not going over 5 reps is another key to building this functional strength without fatiguing, because you're working on max strength, which at the same time is also working on explosive strength. Strength endurance, which is like being able to crank out 100 push-ups, is really not something that is overly useful in terms of martial arts, being able to defend yourself, unless you're doing the sport of MMA fighting, which is a sport. Real life fighting should never take longer than 30 seconds. And at the very most, maybe 2 minutes. So check out those articles like I mentioned, and see if you are attracted to this. If you're in certain sports, you do need strength endurance, which can be another practice in and of itself. But maximum strength and explosive strength is something that a lot of people don't focus much attention on. And it's that ability to react fast and hard and quickly with a lot of strength. Even, if you look at me, I'm not a huge guy, yet I can move very quickly. I can lift my own body weight with one arm, or more than my own body weight with one leg. And if you think about what that amount of strength is in a muscle without being bulky, when you're able to build this up to even higher levels, you can actually become sort of like a really tightly packed ball of power without actually looking that imposing, which is a very deceptive tactic if you're training this for martial arts purposes. So yeah, check out those links, and good luck with your training.